What is going on, guys? And so the last video I made was, well, if it works out, which it may not. All right, so the last video that I'm aware of in this current time span is that I just made the video talking about the new weapons and the nerfs that Bungie did in the new the weekly update. One of the things that everyone's up in arms about right now is the Gjallarhorn, which is not to be unexpected. It's the strongest gun in the game, in PvP and in PvE, pretty much. And the fact that everyone is going crazy is not to be unexpected. And the way Bungie worded it in their weekly update, I was sold on it because I seen everything that they were saying. And what they were saying was basically that the Gjallarhorn has become a ticket, a staple for if you want to get into a raid, if you want to get into trials, because you can switch on heavy round and win it for sure. But anyways, there's basically, the weapons become a punch card where you're basically able to get into everything. And it's just screwed over a lot of players, including myself, from even touching the raids because, again, it always says Gjallarhorn, you know, etc. If you're going to join our game, you have to have Gjallarhorn, whatever, all those kinds of things. So it kind of splits the player base, and it's not fair to a certain player base. So they said they were going to nerf the wolf pack rounds, which you would immediately expect that's going to make that problem fixed. But then a little Destiny YouTuber who's I'm a big fan of. You guys probably know I versed him in trials, and I was like, oh my god, and I was super weird about it. But anyways, Morning After Kill brought up a really good point where I didn't even consider, and that was, it says they're going to lower the damage of Wolfpack rounds. No one thinks that they're gonna like lower it to the point where it's just gonna be crap because people would be pissed off. It would no longer be what its intended purpose to be is, which essentially is just like a kill switch, like just a giant ass nope and everything dies. Which is neat, and that's what it was intended to be, is kind of like a nuke. So that's the Gjallarhorn, and they're not going to nerf the fact that it's a nuke because of the fact that it is a nuke. That's what it was intended purpose was to be, is that. Now, they're going to lower the damage of the Wolfpack rounds, which you would, again, like you'd think, you'd be like, oh, it's going to be fine. But then Morning After Kill makes the point that it will no longer be even the slightest of an option for people not to have the gun, to have the Gjallarhorn. Because it's, the damage, because you could get by on like 2 or 3 Gjallarhorns in your group, and then everyone else with Hunger or Crotas, and you can kind of get by. But now with the damage lowered, a lot of assholes are not gonna accept anyone in to their groups without a Gjallarhorn, and that's a theory that we don't know if that's gonna actually happen, but it kind of makes sense because a lot of the people that are in the things like that, like say, hey, I'm looking for a raid group, 90% of them are always like must have Gjallarhorn. And I could definitely see that in their heads to be like, alright, everyone needs to have a Gjallarhorn. This is unacceptable. I want to kill this bitch tonight. I don't want any, you know, teeter-tottering things that may kick me in the balance of failing. So Gjallarhorn, Gjallarhorn, Gjallarhorn. And then I'm kind of like, I never really thought of it that way. Considering that they do nerf it, people are going to just demand that they have it now, opposed to not really wanting it to be had. Opposed to it being kind of a bonus, like a bonus. I say that in a light terms, and then people are also saying if that's what you're promoting, if that's what you're promoting is kind of like not being discouraged, or like, you know, if you're trying to find a team or a raid team on forums or whatever, you're not going to be immediately shut down because you don't have a said thing. And that person in Twitter made a good kind of comments where he said that the year 1 emblem, people won't they'll use that as another form of a gate, basically, of a card. If you don't have that, then you're obviously haven't been playing Destiny too long, and I don't want to help out a scrub. I could honest to God see a lot of asshole people thinking that way. I personally wouldn't. I'm not a piece of shit like that. I would love to, you know, play with other people, but anyways, because I was one of you guys. Well, I'm not sure if you guys, if it went through the same thing. You guys probably have your own team that you go through it with. But then I started thinking, how the fuck can this be fixed? And then another point that he made in his video is he said just add matchmaking. And I was like, well, how would that... Oh. Well, I guess that kind of would fix it, because it would give the people that just want to fucking give it a whirl and give it a try, and both raids have been out for more than enough time for everyone to get an idea of what to do, and it wouldn't be that hard to get on like a team chat just to like shift over so everyone can hear you and be like, alright, this is how you do this encounter, and then boopity boppity, they listen to you. It'd be doable, and if it wasn't working out, you could, again, you would just voluntarily jump into a shitstorm, and you could maybe get something to catch, opposed to sitting on forums and being super daunted by not wanting to join them because the sheer fact that you might get kicked immediately and called a noob for not having a fucking Gjallarhorn. You know, not to say that it's easy. It probably would be. I don't think it would be hard. I don't want to be a dick because I don't know game design at all. But I don't think it'd be too difficult to set up a matchmaking system for raids. I think that would be a quick fix. It would fix a lot of things. And it would just allow people just to try. And frankly, not enough. That's what not a lot of people have had the option to do, is just simply try. Like I haven't voluntarily really went into the Vault of Glass or Crow's End. It's always been my friend being like, "Hey dude, we're in the last encounter. We need another person. You're the last one on the list." Blah 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 blah. And I get nothing. I get like shards. But anyways, that's usually how it works. I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. So I haven't really. I've experienced. I have completely won right through the Vault of Glass, but it was only one time. I missed out on all the raid stuff. So I don't even have Fatebringer, even though I'm in love with hand cannons to death. But yeah, I also don't have the Crow to End mask, which is the thing I want so bad. But yeah, it's just kind of like that weird thing that I didn't think of at all. I didn't see from that perspective of the fact that this may not fix the problem. It may make it worse. Especially if that's what they're trying to fight, is the fact that so many people use the Gjallarhorn as a staple for getting into a group. When you lowering the damage could give you the opposite effect, and now it could be a complete and utter yes, like you need to have it. Where a person said, why not make certain guns a contender for Gjallarhorn? Like, why don't you make Thunderlord? Why don't you increase its magazine size so that it could compete somewhat with Gjallarhorn? And I was like, that's not a bad idea, I guess. But it'd be thinking of like other weapons, how you balance them out like that, or bring them up without making them godlike, but also making them a contender. Pretty hard. I've been playing since day one. I still haven't got a Gjallarhorn, so it's like I'm still royally fucked. Just ruined badly. But anyways, guys, that was just that quick video. I just want to talk about the other's perspective and talk to you guys in my little community of Destiny players, and just be like, I never saw it that way. That could be bad. That could be really bad, really bad. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Frost, and later, guys.